Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired.
Tonight, a deadly shooting involving a police officer in Polk County, Minnesota, has been deemed justified following an investigation by the State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Thanks for joining us here at 5. I'm Courtney Lockie. This is a story we've been covering since January. Valley News team's Justin Betty looked through the body camera footage and read through the official review today. He joins us now live in studio with the latest in our VNL investigation.
According on January 9th, Lucas Gilbertson was killed by an undercover East Grand Forks police officer while law enforcement was serving a search warrant at a home in the area of 445th Avenue and 190th Street Southwest in East Grand Forks. The report describes Gilbertson as a career offender with a history including drug and theft charges and a number of times failing to appear in court. The body camera video, which the report references, shows Gilbertson's mother first deny that he's at this house, but he does eventually come out, then goes back in the house where the review says Gilbertson pointed a gun at the undercover officer, Sergeant Schrage. The officer tases Gilbertson but doesn't work. He runs into a bedroom where he tosses his gun out the window, returns to the hallway, and a few seconds later the officer fires 6 shots, hitting Gilbertson 4 times. Gilbertson eventually dies. The report says, quote, "It certainly was objectively reasonable for Sergeant Schrage to believe, based upon all the evidence set forth above, that Lucas Gilbertson still was armed with the silver firearm he just had pointed at Sergeant Schrage," adding, "The officer was faced with a deadly and split-second choice: shoot Lucas Gilbertson or risk Lucas Gilbertson shooting him or anyone else present inside of the residence." The report adds the officer had been with East Grand Forks Police since 2005. Worth noting, Gilbertson's father is suing that officer who fired the shots in federal court over the deadly shooting. No dates have been set for that just yet. Courtney.
All right, Justin, thank you so much.